Frustrated by a near DNA theft, Quentin informed Joel, who urged my protection, hinting at family ties. At the hospital, Lisa eagerly awaited Athena, while Tina made condescending remarks and assigned Lisa nursing duties. Tina then dismissed my arrival as a persistent admirer. Michael blocked my entry to Athena's private changing room. My calm reply, needing to change to operate, stunned everyone. Will my Athena identity shatter my current life? How will Michael process this revelation? And will Tina's attitude drastically shift? Michael stood outside the door, frozen. Did she just say, was she saying she's Athena? His disbelief was almost palpable. Everyone just assumed Athena would be older. Nora's so young. The thought seemed to short-circuit his brain. At her age, she should be at Lily's level. Is she really Athena? While Michael wrestled with this mind-bending possibility, I emerged, my hair secured beneath a tight surgical cap, a sterile gown and mask now my uniform. My expression was carefully neutral, my demeanor calm, focused. Athena is just a regular person, I stated flatly, my voice devoid of any particular inflection. Michael's mouth opened and closed silently. He remembered my earlier, seemingly dismissive comment about Athena. It clicked now. Modesty. That had to be it. A flush crept up his neck. Prof. But before he could utter a coherent word, the sound of approaching footsteps echoed down the hallway. The rest of the surgical team, gowned and masked, were arriving. I abruptly turned my head, extending a finger to Michael, a silent command to keep quiet. His words died in his throat. I swiftly donned my surgical mask, followed by a pair of protective goggles. My movements were precise, timed perfectly, so that as the rest of the team entered, my identity was completely concealed. Is Athena ready, Michael? Tina York asked, leading the small group towards the sinks. When they saw me already changed, a collective gasp rippled through them. Someone couldn't stop themselves from whispering, their voice filled with awe. Professor? Athena? My gaze swept over them, past Tina, settling on Lisa, who stood at the back, her eyes mirroring Michael's admiration. I offered a slight nod, a barely perceptible movement that sent a visible wave of excitement through the group. Murmurs of disbelief and reverence filled the air. Professor, you're my hero. Professor Athena, I'm so lucky to get to watch you operate. I'm so excited. I raised an eyebrow, a hint of amusement touching my lips. I smiled at one of the more enthusiastic doctors. Just remember to keep your hands steady. The doctor straightened his back, his promise earnest. Rest assured, doctor, there won't be any problems. A discordant voice cut through the hushed reverence. Where is Nora Smith, Dr. Lang? Tina, her tone sharp, looked pointedly at Michael. I saw her just now. Is she hiding somewhere so she can sneak into the operating room later? Michael remained silent, his gaze fixed on me, a newfound understanding dawning in his eyes. She wants me to keep her secret, he realized. Don't worry about that, Professor York, Michael replied, his voice carefully neutral. Why not? I'm just trying to warn Dr. Athena before she pops up out of nowhere during the procedure. Tina deliberately sighed, her tone implying I was nothing but trouble. She was clearly still convinced I was trying to weasel my way into Athena's OR. Tina, surprised by my lack of reaction, pressed on. My apologies, Dr. Athena. This is an oversight on the school's part for allowing someone who clearly just wanted to observe to break in. We'll definitely take action if we catch her. This has reached the point of serious medical malpractice. I remained silent, my gaze fixed on the scrub sink. Break in? The audacity. Michael, sensing the rising tension, stepped protectively in front of Tina. All right, that's enough, Professor York. Let's head into the operating theater. As Lisa passed by me, her eyes wide with a hesitant reverence, she greeted me cautiously. Hello, Professor Athena. My lips curved into a small, encouraging smile. I'm relatively busy at the moment, Lisa. Follow Dr. Shaw and do your best to learn from him for now. Her voice. A sudden jolt of recognition went through Lisa. Where have I heard that voice before? She cast a hesitant glance at the masked figure of Athena, a sense of familiarity tugging at her. What are you daydreaming about? Hurry up and go in, Tina snapped, pulling Lisa along. I frowned, my gaze following Lisa. She's a little too easily intimidated. I was about to speak when Tina walked right up to me, her voice sycophantic. Professor Athena, I'm Tina York. I'm also a professor that the university specially invited. I'm honored to be a part of this operation with you. I stared at her, my expression unreadable behind the mask and goggles. Tina, mistaking my silence for an opening, pressed on, her voice laced with a subtle insinuation. Professor Athena, did you take Lisa Black as your postgraduate student because of Nora Smith's connection to Justin Hunt? I blinked, utterly bewildered by the non sequitur. Tina, oblivious to my confusion, continued to build her ridiculous case. To be honest, Lisa's exam results weren't the best. Her research topic isn't even popular. She's also Nora's cousin, and is as slow and dim-witted as she is. Now, I thought, my anger finally surfacing. That was going too far. I had initially planned to deal with Tina after the operation, but her presumptuousness... I raised my eyebrows, my gaze hardening behind the goggles. I didn't know I was slow or dim-witted, Professor York. Tina York's face paled visibly as she finally processed the words. Had they truly been in the presence of the legendary Athena this entire time? What would be the fallout from this revelation, especially for someone as openly antagonistic as Tina York? And what exactly was the connection Tina was trying to draw between Lisa, Nora, and Justin Hunt?
Hi, Nora here. If you are wondering what happens next, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Saving Nora Now with the link in the description.